Ahoj, tady Eliška. And let me ask you, do you sometimes feel that learning Czech is like climbing a mountain and constantly trying to do something good, feel good, but it's never-ending trip? And you feel like you should be already there, you should be already speaking to your neighbors, friends, colleagues, or family in law, but you can't, you freeze, you know so many things, you have spent so much time learning the rules, maybe you are even writing a lot, you have the whiteboards and cheat sheets everywhere, but then when you are there and wanting to answer and fit in the conversations, it's like this. I'm Eliška. If we haven't met yet, I'm Slow Czech creator and leader, and with amazing 19 teachers, we are helping you to feel at home in Czech conversations. And in today's video, or in today's topic, I want to tell you what to do instead of relying on grammar and the cheat sheets too much, so that you are able to speak more fluently and respond faster. And to do this, I have a story for you. I want to take you back to my very first language course in the very first language school. There were two young women, complete beginners. And I was this fresh, enthusiastic. I would spend an hour preparing every single lesson. It was offline at those times, and I genuinely enjoyed that. And if you know me, so I wanted to make it as interactive as possible. But every time I think about this very first course, what comes to my mind are those cheat sheets everywhere around in that school. On the whiteboard, on the walls, a lot of pictures, a lot of grammar you could see. Mluvím, mluvíš, mluví, mluvíme, mluvíte, mluví. V pondělí, v úterý, ve středu, ve čtvrtek, v pátek, v sobotu, neděli. Dám si grilovaného lososa, dám si černý čaj, chci plus akuzativ. And everywhere. They were so proud of it, but I disagreed. Because my students or anyone in that school, when they wanted to speak, to say something, all they had to do was just to glance around and, find the correct ending, the correct word. And the teacher was happy because they were creating the correct sentences, right? But here's the problem, because when those students, those amazing people and those young women, they left the classroom and they wanted to even just order a coffee. So they were immediately thinking like, when was that? Where was that? Was it kava kavu or kavo? Was it red? Or they were not able to create that correct sentence outside of the classroom, right? They froze. They just switched back to English, and their Czech confidence even was not getting better. So this is exactly what's happening to you maybe and to so many people around the world, and I want to change that. It's time to change it, right? So tell me if you have or had the same experience. Let me know in the comments or send me an email, contact@slowczech.com, because I bet that you know more. You are not a beginner. You know way more. You know of vocabulary, the grammar, but you are hesitant when it comes to speaking because you want to sound correct. You want to speak correctly. And this is what we are taught, that when we have the correct sentences from the very beginning, it will be easier at the end. It's not true, because you are trying to recall all the grammar rules at the same time to create the sentence you want, but it's taking you too much time and it's frustrating, right? So You are learning grammar in isolation. That's the very first problem and the very first reason why you are not speaking the way you would love to. You are learning the tables, you are filling in exercises, maybe not you, but a lot of people. If you're a Slow Czech fan, you stopped filling in the exercises and you started speaking with us, right? With one-on-one or immersion program classes. Maybe you have those cheat sheets, but you need more real-life practice. Second problem is that your brain doesn't get enough repetition in context. So you have seen the rule, you understand the rule, you have seen the application, the example, but you haven't seen it enough. You haven't seen it repeated again and again in order to make it automatic, right? So you don't have enough repetition in your very context. And the third problem is that you maybe rely on external aids. So those cheat sheets, you have your papers, maybe you have your app with the words. Instead of training your brain to recall the endings and the words in the correct form naturally, automatically, right? So then the result is that speaking Czech still feels unnatural and slow. So, on the other hand, I'm not saying that having the cheat sheets and writing things down is a no, is not good, but it's one of the reasons why we are unable to speak with less hesitation, because sometimes we forget that the way our brain works is that when we write something down, so it means that we are externalizing the information, it reduces the need of our brain to remember it actively. And then when we expect to have the access to the information, we are more likely to, we are less likely to remember it, because we know, okay, it was red, it was upper left corner, but the detailed information, we don't know. Maybe you know this famous study by Sparrow, Liu, and Wagner from 2011, which found that people tend to remember where to find information rather than the details themselves. This is not what we want, right? And I am exactly that person, knowing the color, the underlined, and where it is in my notebook. Is it the same for you? A co ty? Máš to taky tak? So let's remind ourselves. Learning Czech is about connections. So connections or connecting. Connecting with the important people in our lives. Connecting with ourselves, because we want to stay who we are in Czech too, in another language, right? Connecting words, so not learning them in isolation, but learning in chunks, which how we call it, and keeping our memory connected to what we want to say without relying on those cheat sheets, papers, and notebooks. So if you want to put all this, what I've been talking about, into practice, to stop relying on external information, to really be able to practice, and once you are with your Czech people, to be able to speak with them like yourself. So we are opening the immersion program soon, which is a 6-month program making you immerse and practice within the community of people who get you and 10 amazing teachers. And also very soon we are opening the 2-month, the smaller program focused on grammar, but grammar in practice. And you will get to practice again and again and again and again and again until it becomes automatic. So you will find the description you will find the link in the description, or just check our website as usual. No, a to je ode mě dneska všechno. Let me know what you think. Let me know what is the hardest part for you in Czech learning or Czech grammar. if there is any, and I can see to talk to you next time. Měj se hezky, uč se česky a čau!